Good evening, kiddos. Let's see what story I have for you tonight, shall we? I lived in a small bay town when I was younger. A town small enough to the point where everyone knows each other, and any gossip would be consumed by the town in less than an hour. I had a friend who I will address as Jake, and we did everything together. There wasn't much to do in a small town, so we'd usually play video games all night and drink if we could find any alcohol. Jake always talked about how he'd hear strange noises in his house at night, especially when he was alone. His house was old, and apparently a murder had happened at that house, and other people died there due to other causes such as illness. Horror stories were common to keep children out of danger in small towns, or just for older kids to scare the young ones. I was 16 at the time, and Jake was 17. We had planned to stay up the entire night playing video games, eating snacks, and drinking some beer. He had recently started talking more and more about odd things that happened in his house, but I brushed it off as him trying to scare me. Everything was normal when I walked into his house that night. We went into his bedroom, which was on the bottom floor of the house, and started our night. His parents were out that night, so we had the whole house to ourselves. About an hour in, I left his room to go use the bathroom. The bathroom was up a flight of stairs, which opened to a hallway down the length of the house, with the bathroom being at the end of the hallway, and above it was the ceiling attic hatch. After using the bathroom, I noticed that the ceiling hatch was open. I thought it was strange, so I went back into Jake's room and told him. Both of us went back and just stared at it, trying not to show the uneasiness that was tying a knot in our stomachs. We closed it, turned off the upstairs light at the bottom of the staircase, and went back into his room. An hour and a half later, Jake had to use the bathroom. Before leaving the room, he busted a joke about how the hatch was going to be open again, and as a joke in return, I said I'd walk upstairs with him to investigate. We turned the corner that led to the staircase, and the hair stood up on our necks as we saw light shining down from upstairs. We looked up the stairs, seeing the wide open attic hatch. We slowly approached it, quickly closed it, and ran down the stairs as fast as we could into Jake's room, slamming the door shut and locking it. Neither of us had the stomach or the bravery to hide our fear at that point. We were so paranoid that we even slept in the same bed. We didn't hear any noises as we tried to sleep, but eventually I managed to drift off. Falling asleep, I woke and found myself in a dream. The world was black and white. I realized I was in Jake's room, and it felt so realistic that I didn't even notice that I was dreaming at first. I got up from the bed, and something drove my body over to the window. Between two hedges which had previously not been there, a lady in a wedding dress stood below an arch that was overgrown with dead vines. She turned around and saw me and started to smile. At first, it was not too creepy. But then her smile started getting wider and wider until it reached both of her ears. A ring filled my ears and she started laughing. Something started scratching at the door that was to my back, but no matter how hard I tried, my eyes were locked on the lady in the dress. I could not move and was paralyzed with fear. At that moment, I woke up, but I was on the couch in Jake's room and not his bed. His eyes were wide when he saw I was awake and asked if I was up any time during the night. Confused, I told him no. He then told me that in the middle of the night, I got out of bed and stared out of the window with a wide grin on my face. He explained that after that, I left the room and he heard a large thump. Then I came back into the room and fell asleep on the couch. Once we cleaned up and left his room, our curiosity bested us and we decided to look up the stairs, only to see that the light was on and the attic hatch was wide open. You made it this far. Care for some more stories? Check out some of my previous videos and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more scary stories. If you have a scary story of your own, please send them to me via the contact links in the description below. I'm always looking to add more to my library.